All right, let's talk about FileVision's Procure to Pay solution. Procure to Pay, basically a term that's used to talk about how organizations buy and pay for goods and services. Probably a term created by some software vendor or some software consultant. And you may have heard other terms, rec to check, source to settle. It's all basically the same thing. It's what you have to do to acquire goods or services and pay for them. You're doing it right now. You're doing it probably in a paper world, handling most things, with paper. You may be using purchase orders with your housing management system. You're certainly using an accounts payable system to process invoices, create the accounts payable record so that you can then pay them. But what our solution does is enables you to go paperless in that entire process. The solution is actually composed of two parts. There's a buy side. Naming conventions are pretty simple. The buy side, where we can talk about requisitions, requests for quotes, purchase orders, things like that. And then also a pay side, where we work with the invoices. Once the accounts payable invoice comes in, how we process that paperlessly. The two sides obviously work very tightly together. And we have customers that use one and not the other. Quite a few that'll have the pay side, which we also call InvoPay. They will use that independent of the buy side. In subsequent sessions, we're going to step through each of these solutions, and we'll step through requisitions. We'll step through RFQs, purchase orders. One takeaway from the overview is that the solution is incredibly flexible. Everybody handles accounts payable very differently. And when you put procurement on top of that, it kind of becomes the Wild West. Our experience have yet to find any two housing authorities, any two organizations that do it the same way. So we've created a solution to be incredibly flexible. You may or may not use requisitions. You may or may not use RFQs, requests for quotes. You may or may not use purchase orders. And you may or may not use them sometimes and not other times. There are all kinds of different types of procurement. Some that lend themselves to doing things a certain way and others that don't. So we've created a solution that will work the way that you want it to work. And again, in subsequent sessions, we're going to step through each of these pieces. The solution, totally web-based, so you can access it from anywhere. And the ultimate goal is improve the process, get paper out of it, enable things to be able to handle quicker with more accountability, more auditability, more transparency so that you can see what's going on, handle transactions more accurately and quicker.